So the Elbit Systems of America is a subsidiary of an Israeli company, Elbit, and they have multiple plants in the United States, of course, including the one here. And Elbit is responsible for producing 80% of the drones that are being used in Gaza and Palestine in general. Currently, they produce 85%, I think, of all of the land weapons um, that Israel, the ILF, uses in Palestine. And they've been involved with lots of other um, war crimes and other stuff across the globe, within like Myanmar and Guatemala as well. And one of Elbit's subsidiaries is one of the people who helped build the wall that separates Jerusalem from Palestine. So they've had a long history of both like war crimes and human rights abuses and stuff across the globe and supporting governments who do the same. And to kind of give a little bit more about the specific plant here, they are building howitzer cannons, which they advertise will be like battle tested in Palestine to then be sold to other places. And those cannons will be used to shoot white phosphorus, which is chemical weapon that one has been like banned for use by the Geneva Conventions, but also it like burns to the bone and can reignite if exposed again. And so that's something that they are like that's the thing that they are producing here is the howitzer cannon to be sent to Israel to then be used on Palestinians during this genocide, and then um, to then be shopped around as like battle tested to other countries and stuff that'll be continue to be used.
Right.
Um, yeah, and I don't know if you wanted to add on more Nuseva to that.
Yeah, and Elbit Systems, since it provides like the vast majority of the Israeli military's weapons, land and air, has long been a target of the boycott, divestment, sanctions movement, which is the leading uh, Palestinian and Palestinian diaspora nonviolent resistance movement against Israeli occupation. Um, and like Kirby mentioned, they are responsible for a lot of the war crimes, some of them that we've seen in Gaza, including the massacre of World Central Kitchen aid workers. If you remember, there were 7 aid workers in a truck that had a clearly labeled aid truck, and that van was targeted, and seven of those aid workers were killed, and that was using an Elbit drone. They've also, in addition to that, the surveillance systems they use, like you mentioned on the wall, the border wall. They use cluster munitions, which are a type of weapon that doesn't allow for, for narrow targeting and like indiscriminate targeting. And, we've seen physician testimonies of children being hit by shrapnel of these cluster munitions, which is why it's considered a violation of international law. Um, it's just a really immoral company in any way you look at it. Our focus is Palestine solidarity because of the current situation, but it's as far back as in the past 10, 20 years, there's a lot of information that you can find about how they participated in the genocide of the Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar, in surveillance of Ethiopia. And Elbit Systems is a privatized company that came out of the Israeli military industries, which has a long history of supporting the apartheid South Africa, government back then, and like and massacres of indigenous Mayans in Guatemala. So that's who Elbit Systems is, to answer your question, Jim.